And he's swinging off Tempted, and the filly pushed on now, got the upper hand from Napoleonic, clear from Wotan, running on, Tempted a length clear, Napoleonic sticks with it, but a big win to Tempted. What a great filly she is.
Welcome to Bet Doctor, behind the curtain look at how pro punters operate. I'm your host Scoot. I've got John Walter with me. How are you, brother?
I'm here.
Good stuff. Present and with us. Nico, he's back. He's at his wedding and he's fresh legs. How are you, brother?
Yep, probably fresher than most. Had a few days off, so ready to rip into Lightning Stakes Day. Well planned by me, just back for the first Group 1. So, yeah, looking forward to it, actually. It's an interesting race, and, it's a good weekend of racing with the Apollo as well. We're kicking it off. I think the autumn officially kicks off this week.
Yeah, it's very sick how racing people operate with weddings and big occasions and functions. We just plan it to the absolute minute on what you can and can't avoid, and anything that gets in the way is sort of frowned upon. I don't really like it when someone pulls a Caulfield Cup or a Cox Plate wedding.
Mate, you've been at birthday parties, weddings about 3 of the last 4 weeks on Saturdays.
Any nerves or tears, Nico? Were you more nervous doing racing.com or more nervous at your wedding?
No, I was pretty nervous, to be fair. There wasn't a whole lot of tears, but there was a few nerves there, but no, it ended up a perfect day. We had perfect weather, played a bit of golf in the morning with the boys, and then just sailed straight into it. So it was a pretty good day in the end.
Tell you what, you were sadly missed with the 2-year-old yard for the preludes.
I don't think we did one 2,400 metre race either. I don't think we did.
GK dropped the ball there, didn't he? Any takeaways from the 2-year-old preludes?
Well, looking at the ratings and how the races were sort of run, they went out similar speeds early, but the boys were sort of quicker home. They were better overall. They seem like they may be better. I'm not dropping off Guest House. I think he's really set to peak for 1,200. He may be looking for a high pressure race. So, I'm not sort of dropping off him, but closer to free looks like he's probably going to have the map advantage on a few, and Malcolm's elected to ride Streisand over Big Sky. So I'm not sure who's going to ride Big Sky. I don't think they've announced that yet. So, it'll be interesting to see how it all unfolds next week. But I think it probably threw up a few more questions than answers, the Prelude. So it is going to be an intriguing race.
I thought that was the weirdest thing of all, him locking into Streisand. It made no sense, but
just too loyal.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
Loyal?
Oh, well.
I'm not loyal to one thing. Starts with C, ends with H. What's in the middle? AS? Cash.
I'm not dropping off Eternal Warrior, the Lloyd horse.
The what?
Lloyd Kennewell's horse.
What horse?
Eternal Warrior, or whatever it's
Oh, yeah, sort of ran up to win and peaked, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was just sort of half a barrier trial, but...
Yeah. We're going to get a lot out of you today, John. It's good to have you in a good mood. Last week, Dirty Old Town, Guru Warrior, 2 for 2 for Bagman. He's still not here, but he's going to FIFO his tips. Tempted was a good one. Pretty obvious. Looks like a rocket. That
you found Tempted, did you? Well done.
No, you did. You did.
Oh, thanks. Sorry, I did it. Well done.
Yeah, Napoleonic second. Just follow them all in that race, and they'll keep winning. Tom Kitten for GK, which is good. Good to see Tommy win a race.
He's turned it up easy. It was a good win.
Yeah, it's been a bridesmaid for so long, so good to see him have a little bit of success with that horse. And Zoo Baby was perfect watch. Last 50 metres, Yo-Yo Yeezy just conked out, so finally got one right. Good news is weather's all clear, all venues, with the asterisk being Eagle Farm, which is 90 mil before Saturday, and then 37 mil Saturday, and then we've got 100 mil forecast Sunday, Monday. So even if it blows over, it's blowing into more rain. So it's Noah's Ark.
They'll probably water it Saturday morning.
Oh, so good on the Gold Coast and Durban. Eagle Farm.
Send it to my new favourite track, the Polytrack, with average winning margin of 7.5 lengths last week. The Polytrack.
Something's going strangely wrong at Gold Coast. It's just getting more and more leaderish, the Polytrack. So I think Donnie was the only one really defending it. But
Find the leader. Yeah, it's not that easy. But I'd love someone in life to be able to explain to me how that happens, where the just margins are astronomical, and it's just weird, isn't it? You get very rarely does it happen on grass, but on those Polytracks sometimes they're just 10 length margin, 10 by 10 by 10. It's crazy.
I've got a decent relationship with Marty Sinan, so we might get him on the show over the coming weeks, and he'll probably explain it to us.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Oh, you ask, you get.
No, I'd actually love to know.
Good. Hosted pot this Saturday for Ladbrokes. Buy or close 11:45 in the morning, and I'll be betting to the last at Randwick or Eagle Farm, depending on what what goes ahead there. So it'll be about 6 o'clock, I'd say, Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, and it'll be an absolute beauty. So go into the Mates Mode area. Birdie TV is the code, and been going pretty good from sort of November, and Magic Mears was another good day. So great day. I'll try and expose as many winners as I can. Use some of the boys' stuff. Be good to have Nico back, and obviously Walt helps with all the Sydney stuff. So it should be good fun there. Today's show. Nico is back. It's Flemington Race 6. It's the 2,500 metre race. Race 7, it's the Elms. It's Race 8, it's the Lightning. It's that Group 1. Walt, you got Randwick. Race 6, you're going to do all the fluffy ones. Light Fingers. Race 7, the Expressway. And Race 8, the Apollo. And then I've got Eagle Farm Race 4. Even though it's going to be a washout. Let's go to Adelaide. It's a Parks track first with Bagman. As I said, 2 from 2 last week. So he's picked up from where he left off last season. And his 2 bets here, race 2, number 4, Smother, $4.40. And then race 5, number 4, Tough Talk, $3.40. Did you have a look at these races?
I did, but he's just too good. I look at these races like last week and just go, well, how the heck are you going to find the winner? And he found the winner. So I kind of looked at these two pretty similarly, and I'm just going to just stick tough with the Bagman that he knows more than I.
Sir Shana there, we might call him.
Sir.
Anything for you, Nico?
I just thought with the first one there, race 2, Mozu Macassan, who's favourite. He's in at Cranbourne as well, so just watch that if you're looking to dive in early, see if he does go to Cranbourne. I would imagine Smother could beat him anyway. He's a bit of a jinky horse, Mozu Macassan, but he might not be there, which might affect your price. So just take note of that.
Nico's eyes lit up as soon as he saw race 2, 2,000 metres plus. He thought, I'll dive straight into that one.
How do you think mine went? Morphettville 22.50, benchmark 64. Oh my God.
Nico, Flemington, I guess the trickiest thing at the moment has been the weather down in Melbourne. You haven't had much rain at all. It's been dry as. How do you expect Flemington to play Saturday?
Well, actually poured yesterday. I think they, down here, got like 15, 16 mil in about 2 or 3 hours. So, it was wet. I think that'll really help the track for Saturday because they won't have to irrigate it. No, I think Flemington's usually more wind dependent than anything like lanes or anything like that. Southwesterly wind, but it's only sort of minor. So I would have thought pretty fair Flemington there on Saturday. There shouldn't be many excuses out there, I would have thought.
All right, let's get into the first one, the Be Captivated Camel Trophy. Handicap over 2,500 metres. Market courtesy of Ladbrokes, St George $2.90, Newfoundland $6, Jenny's Meadow $7.50, Stylish Secret $7.50, Scary $8, Berkeley Square, Barclay Square $10, Steel Run $10, and you got Carrot Chico at $19, and Better the Rest. Let's have a look at the horse you like here, St George. He's been building a picket fence. He's going for a 3 on the trot, the Big Grey.
Yeah, he had a PR2 start to go at Cranbourne, and then he sort of got similar here. He got the right run. Dark Benet got a long way back. Jenny's Meadow, he sort of laid out on her at a key stage. She's franked the form somewhat, even Magnuspin to an extent. So I think he's been winning well. All the commentary out of the camp is this horse is just a complete stayer, and they're just wanting to get him to 2,500. I think they go from here to the Roy Higgins, which is a golden ticket race into the Melbourne Cup. So I sort of wasn't sold throughout most of last and even the start of this campaign how well he sprinted fresh, but I'm just happy to back him in that they're right. And if they are, I just can't really see many dangers here. He looks like he's sort of wanting further off that last 100 metres in that race. They've used the claim while here with Logan Bates. He probably maps for a similar run, just stalking the speed. And he's only really got to beat Jenny's Meadow again. Scary second up. Berkeley Square's got a big weight, probably going to give him a head start. Newfoundland, I think he won a pretty weird race, that Stays Cup there in Sydney. I don't think the Sydney staying form's any good at the moment. So I just thought if he is looking for 2,500 and there is a chance that he could improve, like they're sort of suggesting, well, I thought he could be a good thing here. The more I look at the race, the more I'm just warming to him. So St George to win this, he probably starts short price favourite in the Roy Higgins and may even win his way into the Melbourne Cup. You go back to sort of when he ran in the Cup, he ran around $26. He was a bit of a flashing light run in the Moonee Valley Cup. His form prior in the UK, I think when he came out, he was favourite for the Caulfield Cup. So it might have just taken him that time to acclimatise. And yeah, I think Saturday, out to 2,500, he's only had one bad run for the campaign. It was on a wet track. Every other run's been fantastic. So I'm happy to bet up on him. I think he's looking for the trip.
The only horse I sort of could probably entertain would be Scary, jumping up to 2,500 off that 2,000 metre pipe opener, Nico. But gosh, you've gone through it with a fine-tooth comb there. And St George, I thought he's the horse that just works down at the hills and out of town, isn't he? And he's just been a slow burn.
Yeah, he's probably down there at Fingal doing the staying prep. So he might be one of them that just has the miles in the legs. He's had a great platform to get to 2,500. So I just think it's the perfect race for him again there on Saturday. He's got to give a bit of weight away to a few rivals down the bottom, but they bring in much inferior form. So, yeah, I think it really is his race. So on a day where you could bet up on a few short price favourites, he's going to be my best result of the day, St. George.
Ooh, just how you like it, 2,500 metre anchor.
Yeah, I can't add much. Newfoundland was a pretty average race. Tim gave it a good ride last start. It wasn't well set up. It was only second up 2,500, so it's better set up here. But I thought Apprentice on it doesn't seem really an Apprentice's horse to me either. Sort of needs a really well-timed, heavy ride. So, yeah, I was the same. Thought Scary was the only horse that could really improve, and it's got a poor setup. So you just sort of kept coming back to the favourite. I think Newfoundland's on an Adelaide Cup path, and I think that's probably the peak of its career. I don't think it'll be looking towards too many Melbourne Cups. So, yeah, you'd think St. George is hard to beat by default.
Flemington race 7 is the next one. It's the Elms. It's a 1,400 metre listed race, but this is an absolute corker. You got Sabage first up, $3.60, just a deal. Second up, $3.60. Matcha Latte's been backed. I think we're at $8 into $5.50. Cafe Millennium, $6.50. Exanudo, $10. Birdman, $14. Fresh. And then you got Aztec Ruler, $16. Shalite, $17. Let's have a look at some of the trials and the lead-up runs here. This is some fantastic footage. GK would be having a coronary if he was watching this, but Sabage is in there, Nico, somewhere.
Yeah, he's just second from the outside in those sort of red and white sleeves attacking the line. Doesn't matter what he does sort of in the fog. Just watch what he does here. The last 200 metres, I thought this is sensational work from a horse who is only 60 days off. Like they pushed on to the Ingham. The race didn't really work out for him there, but love the work he does there late. And it's not like there are any slouches in front of him. Like that's Shalite, who's in this race and looks a key chance. So he was taking significant ground off them. His first campaign with the Price Kent stable last time in, he went to a new level. I think if this horse is to aim up at a Doncaster and sort of set him on that path, I think he should be winning a race like this. I know Cafe Millennium was good first up. I can't really understand why Just a Deal's so short. He's going to have to produce a new career peak here, which his run last up might suggest he can, given he had some improvement, but he just looks way too well found for mine. So I think Sabage has some real X factor about him. His win here at Flemington that day on the wet track was outstanding. His win in the Cranbourne Cup was outstanding. And if he can get out of the gates, I think from barrier 1, if he can position up, it's game over. If he can't, well, you're going to need a bit of luck, but I still think he's a good enough horse to get him out of trouble with that big turn of foot.
Yeah, I love Sabage, so I can't really argue there, but Coffin seems to be the big problem here. If he gets 3 back the fence, he could be in a real sticky spot.
Gate 1, no tempo, any other barrier. That's it, isn't it? Like, but it seems, what is it, 350 or something like that? That
Fair price.
Yeah, I sort of assumed it'd be even money, and you'd be asking yourself the same question. So if it was even money and you're asking yourself the same questions, you probably would be, not that inclined to worry about it, but $3.50 seems very fair. Matcha Latte was good in Sydney. I thought it's probably rolls forward naturally and it runs well in Cafe Millennium. They're the two dangers. I agree. Just a Deal looks the one that's way too short. But yeah, if Sabage has clean air and gets beat, you'd be scratching your head, I think. So 5-2 to me seems very fair.
Definitely Group 1 horse in the making. And he was just reverse parked in the Silver Eagle first up last time. And he had a torrid prep last time. We kept talking about it, how weird the whole thing was.
What were they trying to do and the timing of it exactly. Yeah. But it sort of gives him an edge here, doesn't it, by default also. And I agree with Nico. They don't move better in trials. And I think Shalite's a very good horse and he looked like he could have put 6 on it in a stride, which is exactly what you want to see coming into a race like this.
I think he's probably the best thing out of Adelaide since, Behemoth, I'd say. He's a Group 1 animal in the making, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah, well, they have that good milk. They got a pie floater. What else have they got in Adelaide that's any good?
The Bagman.
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 That's given. All right. Chips in Sabage and just pray that he gets clean air. Nice stuff, Nico. Flemington race 8 is the Group 1 Lightning. It's 1,000 metres. And Tenitris is back. $2.45 favourite. Giga Kick $4.80. Barraquil $6. My Gladiola $7.50. Baywalk $8. Mahuna $11. Benedetta $21. Military Tycoon bobs up here fresh $67, which makes it a pretty exciting contest here Saturday. 10 Interest is the first one. This is the Mornington Jump Out, 21st of Jan, 900 metres, and Tropicus is moving with it. Nico.
Yeah, this is extremely fast run with Midnight Charm just burning up the turf out in front. So it's a good hit out. It's a tough jump out to really assess. The more I looked at it, I thought it was plain. I didn't think it was the work of a horse that's going to be dynamic first up at 1,000 metres. This is definitely the best part where he gets to the outside and finds the line. I just think if you took the leader out and just look at the horses in behind the pack in isolation, like he's taking some ground off Tropicus, but I don't know. Like I think off that piece of work, I wouldn't be fully sold taking 240, not in terms of his ability. I think he could be the best sprinter in Australia. But first up at 1,000 metres, when they're talking about Ascot, they're thinking Newmarket. It might not be the perfect scenario for him first up to go bang. So I sort of thought the more I looked into the race, he's a little bit vulnerable. He just doesn't seem super sharp. He's a proper racehorse though. When he finds gaps, he just takes them. Love the way he tacks the line, but no, I couldn't back him at 240. When I looked at the race, I thought, well, this is just going to be like a J. Walter 2,500 metre race straight through to the keeper. But the more I looked into it, I thought Giga Kick's just over the odds for mine at $4.80. Like, as you see in this trial, like he's absolutely airborne. This is My Gladiola McGaw. They're both very fast horses. Both beat Tentyrus first up last campaign, and that was probably a bit of a way with Tentyrus, given he just got better with every run. Giga Kick, he's sort of asking for an effort here, Ethan Brown, back towards the inside, and he really finds. My Gladiola, she's a pretty sharp horse. She wasn't all that far off Tentyrus a couple of times last campaign, and loved his work just to the line and through the line. He just looks like he's absolutely humming. So he got that win first up last campaign, and I think Clayton's got him back. He was, with I Wish I Win, probably the best sprinter in Australia, and then he got dethroned, but I think the crown's there for the taking this autumn, and I think he could really come out and give a big sight. And I thought Tentyrus might be behind him in the run. So I'm happy to back Giga Kick here. I thought it's probably down to them and maybe My Gladiola. I think she'll run a big race, but I was pretty happy to back Giga Kick at 480. I could mark him much shorter here.
What about your man on the hippo on Baywalk, another blue jacket? What do you think of this trial, Walt? This is on 27th of Jan, 900 metres. You got Springley in second. You got Apocalyptic in the red.
Yeah, Apocalyptic trial great. So he tried well. The Springley's camel, but my problem is with this horse, I think he's more of a sustained speed 1,200-1,400 metre horse, and I don't know if he's got 1,000 metre speed. If he got in front and somehow sort of controlled, he's dangerous like he is like in a trial. He's always going to trial well because he's that sort of fast horse. But yeah, he's ready to go, I think. Just whether he's the right horse for this race.
Nico, you love the blue?
I was never sold on Baywalk. I know he put down that huge number winning, and then I don't know how I fell into him in the Coolmore. I was sort of potting him the whole spring, and then I fell into him. But anyway, what do they call it? Paralysis by analysis, I think that was. But I'm not sold as a 1,000 metre horse either. Like I think he might need 1,400, like he saw in the Golden Rose, where he just runs him into the ground. He'll be on speed here. There's not a stack of speed in this race. I thought Military Tycoon, him, Mahuna, sort of set it up. They might sit up, and if they do, and Giga Kick and Tentyrus are giving them 3 or 4 lengths, not 5 or 6 or 7 like they would at Caulfield, they're going to be very deadly. So I sort of saw the race mapping out them three, the 3-year-olds, and then Barrakiel, and then Gear Kick probably the next pair with Tentyrus on his back. Now, Tentyrus can run him down first up at 1,000 metres. Well, we're in for a huge autumn with him, and he could well just put his hand up as the best sprinter. But I think at the prices, I'm happy enough to back Giga Kick in this race.
All right, so Giga Kick for you. Well, what were you going to say?
No, you go.
Yeah, I was sort of half tempted My Gladiola, and then I saw Synthetic Hoof Filler, so I think I might just keep my hands in my pockets. I'm not really excited, and maybe Baywalk. I think Baywalk, we were all hoping that he'd go to the mile, weren't we, last prep, and we thought he was going to push on from Golden Rose to the Caulfield Guineas, and he'd have that cold.
I'd like to see him, even 1,200 at Ascot or something would be interesting for him, but yeah, I just, the draws and the prices make this very tough for me to sort of want to play. They're all going to get their chance, I think. Like Barrakiel, even is probably the 1,000 metre horse in the race. It's a little bit forgotten. It'll run well. And then you've got, Giga Kick and Tentyrus are going to come together down the middle, and they should have no interruptions, which should see them being very hard to beat. And it's just to me, like, I don't want to take 240, and I love the horse, Tentyrus. I just think, we were talking about Sabage getting 350, and this horse is 240, and but a little bit more competition. So I'd have to back Sabage before I back this horse, and then Giga Kick maybe should be 5-2, maybe, and Barracuda's probably about its right price. Baywalk, probably needs to be a bit longer. So, yeah, I don't think there's much edge there, and I think it's a great race. It's just that 1,000 metres is just such a specialist distance, and if you make one wrong step, a bit of tempo goes out, you give an extra length up, it's very hard to make it up. So, I sort of command getting value in those races, and I can't really see it here. Maybe Giga Kick, maybe.
Okay. With a bit of caution there from John Walter. Nico, your yard, Saturday.
Yeah, we're back. So keen to get out there. It's a great day. It's a good 2-year-old race to kick off. I think there's a couple of proper 2-year-olds in the first. So, I'm really looking forward to getting out there on Saturday. Can't wait.
Beautiful stuff. All right, let's have a look at Randwick, John Walter. It's going to be dry conditions there. And the Light Fingers is the first race that we're going to have a look at. Race 6, it's a Group 2. It's a 1,200 metre race. Apocalyptic, as you saw earlier in the trial, or the look good. $1.60, Savvy Haley, $3.80. Seen up in Queensland with Grafter Burners, beaten 2.4. At its most recent, you got Karinska there at $13. Artistic Venture, $14. Nepo Baby, $15. I'm not sure what Kelly's doing with Sunrays. Looks like it's a dual nomination. And given how well or poorly it went last start, I doubt that you'd bother putting it on the truck to Sydney. And then you got Queen of Clubs, $26, Wouldn't Last, $71. Apocalyptic, good trial, and these my racehorses, aren't they going well?
Yeah, well, they got plenty of them, but the ones that we get to see are definitely going well for sure. And this one's no exception. Trial exceptionally well. We saw Tempted go beautifully last week and goes 3 weeks to the surround. This horse is obviously going to kick off here and then go into the surround, and that's probably a bigger talking point than this race. You'd expect it. It's gate 1 is the problem Saturday, but it just moves every bit as well as Baywhack, Lady Shenandoah behind. So, yeah, she looks ready to go. 1,200, I don't think it's any issue at all. It's just that gate 1. Whether, there's not a lot of speed. Next Gen's out. Nepo Baby, probably the horse that was really didn't show any turn of foot last start when it led in a slow tempo, so it could easily be a speed hump. But she's a big, strong filly, so are we looking at any others? We're not.
Well, I just wanted to show Savvy Haley. She's on the fence there, and then she's just in behind them in the ruck, Apocalyptic, and showed a fair bit of character just to push through here and won pretty softly, I thought.
So Apocalyptic gets to late and wins. Yeah.
So I guess my question is, how do they turn it around?
Yeah, I don't think they can. And I honestly think that Brisbane form's pretty steady. Crafter Burners forms, it's just okay. And I think this horse looks like it's come back a beast and got a lot more improvement. Savvy Haley probably needed heavy track or something like that. $4.40 it seems absolutely poisonous, in my opinion. I'd say it's even though it sort of gets a nice enough run on speed, draws well, has the run under the belt compared to the rest, it doesn't look like it's got the upside to me. I thought Artistic Venture trialled like a rocket, but it's just drawn horrifically. And I've always loved the horse. Just looks like if it was in the right race, it's nearly a put-in take-out job. This is obviously a tough race to tackle first up, but can run well, needs a good ride from, I think Dylan's on it. And Karinska looks just the horse that's drawn well. J-Mac, very obvious to see that it should come back and run well because there's a lot of horses here that just aren't in the race. So I thought they were the main two horses I'd be throwing in exotics with Apocalyptic, maybe hoping she got held up, but I think she'll win.
Yep. All right, so maybe Box Exacta, Apocalyptic, and then what? Artistic Venture and Karinska.
Yeah, I think that's. I think they're definitely the two that I'd be throwing. I think they're much better chances of turning the tables and running well at odds than Savvy Haley.
Anything for you, Nico?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Apocalyptic, and I think they're mad going on taking Tempted on in a surround in a run's time. Like, I really think the turn of foot that she has, she was a bit underwhelming when she came to Melbourne in a mile. I think she could be a sprinter. Like, she has a huge turn of foot. She can probably get herself out of trouble here. I was looking to bet up here the more I looked into the race, but it's a bit like Walt said in the Lightning for him. There's just no edge at the price. Like $1.60, she's just well found. But I think she's flying. I don't think she really could go on to be maybe like an Everest contender this time next year. I think she has that sort of upside, and I think she may be a sprinter. Karinska I saw in the yard when she came to Melbourne, and she looks 6 months away. So the autumn might be the time we really see the best of her, but pretty hard to go past the favourite here.
Wasn't it weird? Like last week, different races, different sort of horses, but your horses with huge class said like an observer, for argument's sake, goes around $4 first up. Tom Kitten had a few things against, goes around $4, and then you see these horses who They're not put in takeouts, but they've got good chances. So Autumn Glow's drawn the outside in a weight for age race. This horse drawn the inside first up, and they're $1.60 as opposed. It's amazing. I think they sort of protect, especially in Sydney. It seems these shorties come up shorter. It's interesting anyway. But they're going to be carrying so much multi money, and then probably the real betting starts late. But I can't see them getting out drastically.
Apocalyptic Everest. What do you think about that call from Mika?
That's a long way away. I'm struggling to realise, what is it, the 12th of February, and you're talking Everest Avo. We'll talk about that again in 6 months' time, all right?
Yeah, I feel she might not be an out-and-out miler. Like, she's a bit too dynamic to be just bomb miler for me. She's got a huge turn of foot. She just could be a sprinter for mine, which is a great thing if you want to back her on Saturday.
And I'd rather sprinters in that camp myself. I think they're a much better 1,200-1,400 metre stable than a sort of mile plus. So, I'd much rather her kept to those distances too, personally.
Crikey, look at the wind blowing body out the back of Nico's, and you put the camera on him.
That's his missus. Missus breathing heavy in there. What?
No, I should say it. The trees are just going absolutely sideways in the back there. God, it's a windy joint. Look at it. There it is.
Oh, that's not even bad for here. It's just that's a standard day. Usually it's everybody nearly blowing over.
Half a club wind.
Dog off a chain down there in Melbourne. Gosh. Randwick Race 7 is the next one. It's the Asahi Super Dry Expressway Stakes, Group 2, 1,200 metres. PVL just should turn all these into Group 1s. I'm not sure what he's doing. Jolly Star, $2.50. Lady Shenandoah, $3.80. Angel Capital, $4. Caballas, $4.60. Still going around. Cold Crusher, $13. Who But Roo, $151.
Why is he allowed to accept in this race? Is it because there's only 7 runners or whatever there were? So it's just weird.
I was just wondering if Joe Pride's come back to Twitter yet, has he?
His son carries
Braves
the torch a little bit. And I think, and then Joe, I see that he gets like clips, you get sound clips of other people tweeting of Joe's, but he'll be back.
Come on, Joe, get back. I know he watches the show. He loves it. Jolly Star, Angel Capital Trial. Walt, let's talk about this. I thought Angel Capital Trial super here, and Jolie's obviously
very
the
fresh,
yellow.
Isn't he? Like both his trials, he only steamrolled over him in his first trial, and then this one, look at him under quadruple wraps, and then Jolly Star's in the middle there. They obviously go very slow. Cold Crusher's out in front and coming back off a shorter let up, and does have the blinkers on here, which is not normal for this horse sort of first up. Joe normally whips them on and off, but I think, a little bit of a short freshen. They go back on here, but both did really good jobs there.
And this is last time Joel Lee, Angel Capital, and Lady Shenandoah met, and this is in the Everest, and this form's all right.
Yeah, all right. And as we've sort of seen, Jolly Star, if anything, goes as well as she possibly can first up. It's tempted back to the inside as well. So, there's definitely not much between them.
There's Angel Capital just coming through like late behind Jimmy Star.
Up, and it was sort of 14 back to 12 there, whereas we're seeing him here 12 first up in a small field.
My thing is with this, like Wallace had this Angel Capital for like a while now, but this is the first time he's had him for the start of the prep, so I'm expecting this could be the time he really improves and stamps himself.
Yeah, and it just all depends on what race they're aiming him up at, isn't it? That's the problem with that camp, it seems, is they've got so many horses that fit similar profiles, and you can only aim at certain races. I mean, like you've got Autumn Glow resuming at 1,400 in the next after it resumed sort of 1,100 last prep. And then Lady Shenandoah, who looked like she might get further. It's just so hard to work out sort of what grand final day is, and that's the problem with this stable. It's all about grand final day. So they very rarely pick up other assignments along the way unless they're a super progressive horse. Trying to work out their grand final is definitely the hard part. But if anything, it looks like Angel Capital, it has been kept very fresh, I would say. I'd say there's definitely plenty of improvement in him, but 1,200 first up would be no problem for him.
Yeah, what's your tip? You lean that way, or
because I think the biggest problem here for Lady Shenandoah is Who But Roo, so it's drawn outside it. A couple of scratchings are not great for that, so it should just go straight in front of it, which leaves a dead set speed hump at some point that's going to get in the way of Lady Shenandoah. I didn't think it trialled exceptionally well, so not giving it the Gordo pen, but pretty close to it, and that leaves sort of Lady Jolly Star in the ideal spot, pretty much wherever it wants to be, one out, one back, wherever it should be able to get going wherever it wants. And then sort of Angel Capital comes off its rump, and then you've got to work out whether Caballas is good enough. It's a bit like I don't know what the horse Nico was talking about a couple of minutes ago, the thing Baywhack, but it sort of put up a huge number there a couple of starts back. But my brain tells me that it's not up to these horses class-wise. So I think that Jolly Star and Angel Capital come down the middle. Would I be surprised if Lady Shenandoah got a split in one? No, but I think you've got to be tied up heavily with your sort of Jolly Star, definitely the starting point, and then whether Angel Capital is just a better horse. He's definitely the one that's a little bit untapped. We saw in the Everest there, he's sort of climbing over him. Not a lot went right after his first up win last prep. So he's the one to me that's definitely got upside and could just be too good. He could just be too good, whereas I think we've seen the best of Jolly Star. She can probably race somewhere near that, but he's the one who could definitely peel off a back and beat her.
I thought Lady Shenandoah before last prep was sort of 14 to maybe a mile sort of horse as well, but I was surprised that he kept her so short in the 1,000, 1,200, 1,200, 1,300.
Yeah, it's the one that...
I thought it was a weird prep for her last time.
I'd love to know where she sort of aimed at too, and I don't know. I just sort of... if she beats me here, I wouldn't be sad. I'm already sort of committed to that, so I'd say that the other two stable mates are the ones here.
Any clarity for you, Nico, here?
No, this is an awful race to sort of try and find a bit of clarity in, isn't it? Because you got Angel Capital, who I would imagine they're just looking for the easiest Group 1 for him to pick off from a stallion point of view, given the Yulong sort of tie-in with his breeding. Lady Shenandoah, I thought she could have trialled better. I thought she was pretty weak in a few of those trials. And then Jolly Star, I think the other two are better than her at their best. It's just whether they're at that level. And Cabalis, you just got to factor in. Was that real last start? Was a bit fugazi up there in Queensland. Like, he didn't beat much, but he killed them. Can he do that again here? These are good races just to go to the lead and dictate, like him and Cole Crusher. So, I don't know. I spun in circles here. And my one knock Angel Capital is he may be better than them, but he just can't settle early. And even in that trial, like Zach sort of held him for the first 400 metres and then just let him go. Like, maybe he does that here. Maybe they try and restrain him for longer. Yeah, it's just, he's a bit of a nightmare horse to sort of want to really get involved with, even though I do think he may be a bit better than a few of these at his best.
Yeah, above $4, I'm going to get sucked in with Angel Capital. So.
Thought it was a very strange rider choice too, especially after he couldn't hold him in the trial to put him on race day.
Zach, he's starting to get a lot of rides for Waller, isn't he, Zach?
Just doesn't suit a lot of horses. Like, he rides winners, but he's very hard to find for mine. And like on strong going horses, especially a horse like this first up, we're talking about a horse you don't want to ruin its prep. Like, if you're not finding Nash for this horse, I don't understand why Nash is on Lady Shenandoah. I think it was much more suited to
around the other way.
Zach, yeah.
Interesting, isn't it? Wonder if there's not really profitable, the combination with Zach. Looking at the puntingform.com.au data. So yeah, one to probably keep tabs on that one. All right, that's it. Racingwatch.com.au.
Race 8, mate.
Sorry? Oh, yeah, right.
Don't worry about race 8.
Yeah, let's do race 8 then.
Yeah. Because I got a little shout out to race 3 as well, just to really upset you.
Race 8, Randwick gets the Petaluma. Beautiful wine, that. Apollo Stakes, Group 2, 1,400. Autumn Glow, $1.60. Cho Wolf, $5.50. Lindemann, $8. Aliana, $9. Steffi Magnetica, $14. Looks like a big price, doesn't it? The Instructor, $17. Antino, $21. And then you got Woot and Verney, $101. Let's have a look at Autumn Glow in a 900-metre trial. It's the 27th of Jan in the Masara colours again here. And then you got Mahuna, Pericles, Palmetto, Woderton in this trial. John?
Yeah, don't learn much. She's just going through gears, but she looks great. Obviously, 1,400 first up is the biggest query, I guess, but there's literally the Instructor's the only leader left in the race. And then sort of Lindemann, we saw him do the right-hand turn to get out of the way for Via Sistina in that first up last time in, and I kind of feel like he's going to do the same thing here. He'll either boot up and let Autumn Glow get right behind him, or if she gets trapped, he'll grab hold and let her go and sit outside the leader. And yeah, I think she's going to be ready to sit on this sort of tempo first up off that trial.
Aliana will watch its trial, and this is the Baywalk trial, but we need to go right out the back in the purple, in the Star Thoroughbreds colour, purple and white, and I guess, not necked her completely, but it was pretty quiet early out of the gates, and she just maintained that margin. So she settled 6 lengths or so behind Baywalk. So I thought the work's pretty good.
Yeah, she's always an X factor, or she's a complete nightmare because we know what she's capable of when things go away, and it's just been quite a while now since things have gone her way. She gets, I don't know what the story is here with Collet off, Lloyd on, and Collet on to Steffi Magnetica, whether it was an early booking or a change in plan for Aliana or something. I'm not really sure. But again, I think that plays against Aliana here. So
Collett, Steffi's Collett's horse. Collett always.
it is, but so's Aliana, isn't it? I think, and I would assume that, you know, all due respect to Steffi, that Aliana's got a lot more upside and potential big races in it than Steffi. Also, you know, he does ride for Björn a lot as well. I think, it just doesn't really make sense to me what's happened there. But I wouldn't pick it as a choice. You know what I mean? I don't think there's much in it, but. He's definitely going to give a big start, Aliana. There's not a lot of speed. You have to give away a good bit of ground to these horses up on speed. So, Steffi's sort of in that wide draw as well. Does it come across with Autumn Glow to try and knock this race off first up? 1,400 for it first up seems a long way too. So,
I think it must mean that she's on the Doncaster prep. So, if you rewind 2 preps ago in the autumn, she started over 1,300 first up. So, to me, it means she's going to
kick off.
Yeah, it's a kick-off race.
I can't see him pressing too much with Steffi, and I can't see her being wound up. And to be fair, I don't think Uncle Bjorn's horses are really...
they're off.
Well, they're not as good, are they? They're not sort of busting through the line like we're used to over the last 6 months or so. So, I think Charlie Wolf has the similar to what we're talking about with Cold Crusher. It's got blinkers on too first up for, I think, could be the first time ever. So that to me signals a bit of intent, draws a little bit better than the others. Obviously ran well first up last time in too. So, I think I don't think he can beat her, Autumn Glow. I think she'll win. And I can't really find much value for exotics either. Aliana will be poking up late. J Wolf will be there. Lindeman's a very good horse. He just never seems to be ready first up, but he'll be in the right spot and kick away, and the instructor will be up on speed doing its thing, controlling, and very fit, and he'll be sort of around the placings as well. So there's just literally no surprises here for me, but I think he's just got too many horses to not control the race while they're here. So I think she'll get the run that she wants, and she'll just go on her merry winning ways. And $1.60, I've got no interest in taking that.
60% of the field's quite a stranglehold, isn't it?
It is, but it's just look at it. They're all just, none of them are first up horses, and if they are, they're not. They're sort of outside their comfort zone anyway, or they're going to have to give away a start. She's sort of got too much in her favour unless Lindemann accidentally wins or something.
Aliana's got the outside draw, and I think she's just a way better horse when she's drawn wide, Aliana, and her run, she gave Via Sistina the fright of her life on the heavy track, and we know how good Via goes on a heavy first up last time.
Yeah, she's just tough. She's just a very good horse. It's just she's going to have to do something special to win this, though. You'd think. I'm not saying she can't, because I think she's a very, very, very good horse. Clearly, there's clearly in the top echelon of horses we've got in the country.
Nico, all aboard Autumn Glow?
I think if you're playing in the race, it's sort of that way, isn't it? Because you got Chad Wolf is first up. He's actually blinkers off, so his blinkers on his last 2, and then they take him off first up. So I was looking through some stats actually with Joe Pride. So he's got Chad Wolf first up and Weeping Woman in the next. So first up, last 12 months, going at 10% winning strike rate, and then second up, they got around 24%. But most notably, half of them run a place. So I think you want to be maybe more finding the stable deeper into the preparation, as the sort of that may sort of suggest. So yeah, tough race. Autumn Glow, I would think now Via's out of calculation. She's on a Queen Elizabeth path, and she'll probably head maybe to the George Main, the Ramvet, and then to the Queen Elizabeth. She'll probably take on Sedilius, which will be Trail's coming to Melbourne. He's coming to the Australian Cup. So yeah, that's his sort of main aim, and the Australian Cup might be his sort of, look around at Flemington 2000, because the Cox Plate's at Flemington.
Oh, yeah, you're going to get a double-double, aren't you?
Year. So, they might have just thought, give him a bit of a look around. So, yeah, I would think Autumn Glow, first up 1,400. That would suggest she's probably heading to the Queen Elizabeth as the grand final for mine.
Yeah, I misread that. Joe Wolf, blinkers off first time. There you go. So
goggles back on, brother.
Oh, no. I actually had a good look at it to make sure I checked it. So, there you go. Anyway, that sort of plays into then, maybe Aliana's the banker for the placings, because she's the only horse I would imagine is going to run on no matter what happens.
We might clip that error up, and that might get Joe back on Twitter.
Yeah, maybe not. The mad shout out. The Piero Plate has just looked a horror race, and
what race is this?
Value there. Race 3, Kalukan Beauty thought it would lead and could improve at sort of $15, and Kieran Starr is the horse that was unlucky last start and can improve. So I thought they were, whatever, they're like $15 and $8 something. I thought they were the value in race 3, considering there's not much value in those 3 races we really looked at. They're sort of bit ABC, aren't they? So I just sort of...
You picked them.
Yeah, I did. Well, I thought they were the ones that, the 3 fans, who were our 3 fans? Joe, Pride,
Yeah.
PVL, and who else?
Dunno.
That guy.
The guy that
Peking
comments
Duck.
about
Peking
GK.
Duck.
He's gone.
Abby Chatfield. She's our other 3 fans. So
Someone wanted Abby on our show from your chat room. I don't think Abby would go well in here.
should be all right.
Had a bit of spice.
Yeah.
You and her just go toe to toe.
And Rex.
Oh my God. Race 3, John's talking about here. Race 3, number 5, Kieran Star. I think it looks dangerous. And then race 3, number 6, Calacan Beauty from the Bot Clark combination there. So that's the Pierre plate over 1,100 metres.
Merry Christmas.
All right, quick look at Eagle Farm. It's, I'd say it's a 10-20% chance of going through. Eagle Farm race 4 is the race that I sort of like. Sky Racing Handicap, benchmark 70, 1,200 metres. Savage Revive is the favourite here, $2.90. That's the horse I think is going to be the hardest to beat. Dream Lantern is the market mover, $7.50 into $5. Blue Spinel, $8, could be back, was sort of gone. Luna 8 is sort of back from the abyss as well. Went good in the Friday night meeting at the Gold Coast, ran into second behind Grey Zeus at $8.50, and you got Just Precious, $9.50, run with the tide 10, Stanislaus, $15, and you got Cheval Chick, $18, rounding out the major chances. Not that sure anything else can win there, but I thought Savage Revive was pretty good behind Lorado this day and just got out sprinted. So it's back probably 6 along the fence, probably the inferior going that day, Savage Revive, and just got out sprinted. So this is 1,000 metres and gives me the indication looking at that replay and its profile in general that 1,200 metres in a race of this class will be a much better outcome for it. And I just like the way that it just never really gave up chasing there. So even the last sort of 50 metres and just through the line for that last 25 metres, it was still pretty good work with a step up to 1,200 in mind. And it's a horse that's going to get through the wet track. So if by act of God we get a soft 7 or heavy 8, I think it's going to be super hard to beat. $3 seems about right for that horse. And the other horse that's had, or the other horse that's completely airborne is Dream Lantern. Not sure what Jive Williams is doing here, but it's sort of half
white blinkers last, pulling off the heels.
Yeah, in the red with the yellow, and it was something beaten the start before it. I think it was Ipswich.
It was. And
this horse has just absolutely savaged the line at all starts. And have a look at it. As soon as it straightens up and gets clear air, gosh, it should have probably won, but it probably wants it, say, soft 6, soft 7. It starts to become a little bit of a query if it gets to out and out heavy, but I can't deny how well this horse is going. And Vlad Jurik's a massive upgrade. He's this is sort of his level, and you can see the sort of, apart from like D Moore, Ryan Maloney, it's sort of a Malcolm. You can close your eyes, rewind 10 years, and you're looking at a provincial meeting out in Bendigo or down at Sale or something like that with those sort of 3 names, and they're just sort of superior riders to most of them. Benny Thompson's sort of going all right, but no one else is going much good up there. But I thought they were the 2 horses that you could just back with confidence, maybe an exacta, and just really anchor multis into those 2. And yeah, you'd be something licked, I would have thought.
Yeah, I was the one who took the $7. About the other, what's it called? Dream something? What's it called? I actually thought it must be the horse you found. I just think there's that much speed here, and there's that there'll probably be scratchings. That's the nightmare. But at the moment, as it sits, there's 10 horses with similar speed. None of them are strong. None of them look like they run 1,400 metres. Obviously, it's a 1,200 metre race, but you sort of go looking for 1,400 metre types. And the way this horse is hard fit, set up, got the rider change, I was like, wow. Yeah, I agree with you. Sort of level playing field. The other horse got a good chance, but this is the horse that is going to love the conditions here. As long as I agree, the heavier the worse, probably closer to sort of softish ground, the better. But I can't understand why it's $7. Even I think $5.50. I sort of went again this morning. So yeah, I think it's going to run very well simply on setup, and that the rest of them are going to fall over. And this guy should be just Jurek. Pull it to the outside and let rip.
I took $7.50.
So did I.
But I was just going to try and lean back on the favourite, pending weather. Yeah, I was sort of tempted to sort of push it through and tip it to everyone, but they're probably going to get caught.
It's hard with the weather that's coming, but it's It's only got a half get through it.
Yeah.
Only because there's nothing strong. There's really not. There's a couple of horses there that have got half decent 1400 metre form, but they're going so bad. Whereas this horse, like you said, it's just dead set finding the line. It's not an Ipswich horse. I think it won at Ipswich first up, then it got knocked over and should have won, and then it's come out there at, I don't know what that ride was last day. I think our man Donnie's still in the feeder position from backing it that day. I felt sick for him watching it rip down the straight. But hopefully he'll be on again, the big fella. He can't help himself.
Very sick. You'd have a profile about Savagery Vibe, ex-Melbourne horse, Nico?
Yeah, I backed her in a few. I think they tested her in some stakes class races maybe this time last year. So she's always had a bit of ability, and from memory, she was all right on wet track. So yeah, she might be the one to sort of relish the conditions. Like you said, if they go ahead, it doesn't look great for the forecast up there. So hopefully they get through it.
You never know what's going to happen up here. You never know.
First 3 starts of this horse is a really interesting horse, Savagery Vibe, this mare. First start, Bendigo, won by 3 lengths, and then got beaten in the Daniel Stakes by First Settler. Then in the Crockett, got beaten 2 Certain Rise, the Baby, and then sort of just in the Abyss last preparation. But she's raced against pretty good horses, like She's an Artist, Close to Midnight, High to Buy.
Who had it previously?
Nick Ryan. Yeah.
That's why I remember the horse, yeah.
Anyway, definitely both horses to follow anyway. So if they don't go ahead, make sure you chuck them in your black book and give them a spin. Puntingform.com.au's got a black book, and they're the sectional database that we use to do the form. So make sure you check them out as well. Big thanks to Ladbrokes. I think that's the wrap for the show. I don't think anyone's got anything more to add. Nico, anything from you?
No, I was just looking at some acceptances for Stony Creek. So that'll be me for the rest of the day. 7 of the best there. So, yep, looking forward to that.
Stony Creek.
Beautiful stuff. Nico's Yard on Twitter. Make sure you check it out. And racingwatch.com.au for you, John.
When's Abby coming on next week?
Abby Chatfield, guest appearance next week, and we'll get Marty Synan to join us in the next couple of weeks.
Would Abby know about the synthetic tracks?
Abby?
Yeah, she'd probably be up on them.
They're probably worse because they breathe in the mould up, whatever it is, paper or whatever that's on it. Should know about that. Gosh. Unhinged. We're starting to get unhinged as well.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week, and hopefully it's a fill up on Lightning Stakes. Make sure you join the Mates Mode pot at Ladbrokes. We're going to have a great day on Sunday. It's going to be feverish.
Abby will be in there.
Abby will be in there as well.
Cheers.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.